Good evening, graduates, faculty, staff, parents, and family. Let's start with a moment of gratitude. Join me in reflecting how delightful it is for us to be gathered here today in the presence of each other. It is a simple joy to be surrounded by people, and for that, I am grateful. My name is Alana Norie. I'm a graduating Timmins boarding student originally from Squamish, BC. My pronouns are they, them. I'm lucky to be found in front of you all today in the hope that our words leave you appreciative for a high school experience, but even more importantly, inspired for what's next. I do plan to stick to my key points, but if I do go on too long, you can blame it on our English teacher, Mr. Dewar. Because when all the teachers here put their toonie in to make a bet on how long this ceremony is, he's always guesses way too long. So, to the other teachers' dismay, if I add a few minutes, I gotta help the guy out. Graduates, I am incredibly proud of us. Our collective actions in the classroom, in the arts, out in the playing field, and in our community represent our grads class integrity, finesse, and compassion in all we do. I admire the individual actions of our grad class too, the way you have brought joy to those around you, challenged systems, and are always actively questioning, how can we do this better? So tip 1 for after graduation, keep questioning, how can we do this better? We are a class of leaders who've pursued our interests with great depth under the guidance of a SMU education. Though we do have some people to honor, because behind every rugby try, flawless musical, Earth Week, that ACE chapter test, house game triumph, or scholarship was a teacher, house parent, or faculty member who told us to go for it. Or in regards to chapel, it was a teacher who ushered you to finally attend it. I believe every one of us has had a mentor or teacher at SMU that has made a monumental impact on our life. I ask you to think of that person. Take a second. Think of them. Remember what stands out to you. Was it their sincere kindness, wild sense of humor, deep passion for a subject, authenticity, or simply their always friendly greeting? Remember what they did to make your days a little better, and as you head into your new path of life, aspire to be a mentor to others, like yours was to you. Because being on both sides of mentorship is extremely valuable. So that's tip 2 for after graduation. Act with your most significant mentor in mind. Attending SMU for me has always been more than just a school. Being a public school student for over 10 years, SMU was nothing more than a far-off dream. And for a while, I wasn't sure a place like this could even exist. I am at SMU because of a scholarship I saw on Instagram. It sounds kind of sketchy, right? But quite honestly, it did change the entire trajectory of my life. I spent 2.5 years trying to figure out how I could become a student at SMU. So when I did, I was genuinely over the moon. Though I've stayed quite quiet about the fact that of my 3 years here, grade 10 to grade 12, I thought every year was going to be my last as a SMU student. I experienced the anxiety of possibly having to leave this place that truly felt like home. But each year, something pulled through, whether it was my own summer job, my parents' determination, my lovely donors, or the lovely admissions department. This is why I have cherished my SMU education, because for me, it wasn't just simply school, it was the community I called home. It is no light subject to me to be able to graduate from SMU because this community has guided me in such remarkable ways. Fellow graduates, you have welcomed me and believed in me so full-heartedly, even enough to have me up here today. So while this story reflects one of my own experience, I ask you to remember your first days at SMU, or what has made your years special. I want us to all remember that we've had such a privilege to have an experience like this. But with privilege comes great responsibility, a responsibility to hold each other accountable and to continue to grow as the outstanding people we have gathered here to celebrate. We are leaving high school with a backpack full of creative thinking skills, creativity, and passions. We have a responsibility to keep each other's backpacks on our shoulders so that when we do wander through the world, we can use our backpacks to lift others up. In a school that is home to people from all over the globe, we have been immersed in multiculturalism, a variety of languages, and different traditions. Our first responsibility is to continue to give respect to all, actively working towards anti-racism, empowering queer people, striving for inclusivity, and continuing to learn about the past and the present of Indigenous peoples who are the stewards of the land we are on. While we have all been guided in high school to do these things, it is vital we do not stop when we graduate, because understanding intersectionality and acknowledging each other's identities is a lifelong process. Secondly, is a responsibility to be creative, not necessarily a songwriter or a famous stick person drawer, but rather to incorporate innovation into our futures. After we graduate, we'll be faced with obstacles as well as opportunities that require us to be creative. So do just that. Let's use creativity as our first step when we are stuck, because it will allow us to grow. One of the biggest privileges I believe we have had at high school is our ability for choice, to choose. We were constantly given options, alternatives, and chances to do things differently. Therefore, my last responsibility I ask you to take on is to be open for different options for yourselves and for others. Be willing to change your mind, adapt, and do things in different ways, because it is extremely powerful when we do something for the first time in a brand new way. This will serve us as we start new adventures, but will also serve the people we interact with. What it boils down to is that we need to take the foundation of the exceptional people we are and continue to grow and continue to learn. So that's tip number 3 for after graduation. Remember, with privilege comes great responsibility. So, today we aren't just celebrating our final year of graduating, we are celebrating our process. The ways we have changed from kindergarten all the way from grade 12. The days of coming home with very questionable artwork that our parents still put up on the fridge, to today, as we walk across the stage and our families cheer and our academic advisors sigh in relief that we actually got our work hours into Maya Learning. So, when we're commemorating this graduation, we should focus on surrounding ourselves with love as well as joy, because this is the last time every single one of us will be together. We must end our last moments in high school with a bang, eat all the delicious food we can tomorrow night, dance with everyone, and call our teachers by their last names for the very last times. Because come to think of it, realizing our teachers have first names and remembering those first names may be the hardest part of graduation. In all honesty, I can only wish that our graduation is filled with the utmost excitement and fun, because it is extremely well deserved. So, I have a confession to make on behalf of someone else that may embarrass them a little. But my dad really loves chocolate. Like, really, truly could not live without it. And 1 year of senior school day student tuition could buy 11,462 chocolate bars. But my dad and your families did not buy their thousands of chocolate bars. They sacrificed their Snickers, Lindt, and Coffee Crisp to give us this education we are celebrating today. We sit here today because of the graciousness of our parents, grandparents, families, and financial aid donors, the people who decided we deserved the opportunity to flourish. Therefore, my last ask of our grad class, whoever enabled you to attend SMU, please thank them. Sincerely and thoughtfully, do make that effort in the next couple days to reach out to your families and express that gratitude, because it will go an incredibly long way to hear your words of appreciation. So I will start the thank yous and hope you do follow me later. To my mom, my dad, and my little brother Kai over there, thank you for supporting me and loving me in what has been 3 of the most special years. You were willing to sacrifice anything to keep me at SMU through high school. So thank you for your weekly texts that read, "I'm so proud of you," your ongoing encouragement, and your general love for me as a person. Tip 5 for after graduation. I do really encourage you to share those sincere gratitude and thank yous. Okay, on another note, while I know I'm the speech in between you finally getting to stretch your legs, stopping to sweat and get some fresh airs, I have one last message to pass on. A science teacher, house parent, and all our grad coordinator, Miss Weber, once said something that stuck with me. I sat in the house parent's office one day feeling so conflicted about leaving Timus, my boarding house, and the school I called home. She said to me, "You will always have a place here." So now, graduates, I pass that message on to us. We will always have a place here at SMU, though there are new communities and new places awaiting for us to call them home. So take the comfort of SMU always being here for us and go off to do those new exciting things, because today is the start of a great adventure. And leaving this home is hard, very hard. But it'll be even more incredible when one day we all realize a new place is starting to feel like home. So join me in congratulating the grad class of 2022. I am incredibly proud of us.